I've lived with this 3 Series for a little over a year now, maybe 14 or 15 months, and I thought it was about time that I told you 5 things that I loved about this E90 3 Series. The first thing is a bit weird, I'll admit, but it's the side view mirrors. Now, these were like the first thing I said, oh god, look at that, when I first sat into a 3 Series, an E90 3 Series, because they're round and ellipse shaped rather than like every other car has square mirrors or rectangle mirrors, and I love the shape of them. I have no idea why, but I just love them. So that's number 1. If you thought the mirrors was a bit weird, wait till you hear number 2, because number 2 is these air vents on the top of the dashboard, and the one and only reason why I like them is because of a racing game. So about 10 years ago, the PC racing game Race 07. Don't you love a Yaris Verso? The racing game Race 07 came out on the PC, and when that came out, I loved it. I thought it was the best game ever, and it was a touring car game mainly, and it featured the 2006 and 2007 World Touring Car Series, I think. So, but one of the main cars that was there and that I raced mainly was the E90 3 Series, raced by Prio and Muller and Gusto Farfus, a few big racing names, but that's beside the point. And with the view that I used to race with, because you could choose from views, as all racing games, they had like a view here, a view on the bonnet, a view on the roof, a view from the back. But one of them was like right here, over the front of the dashboard, through the windscreen and onto the bonnet. And the first thing you saw was these air vents, and I don't know why, but I loved having that view, and I loved the shape of the air vents or something, or how they looked on the game, and then to see them in the real car. I know it's crazy and it's stupid and it's the most pointless thing in the car that you could possibly love, but I just love it, and that's me. So number 2 is the air vents on the top of the dashboard. And that brings me on very nicely to my third reason why I love it, and that is, again with the touring cars, that this is a race car, or was a race car. Obviously far from this very model, but the shape and the shell raced, and very successfully raced. So the World Touring Cars and British Touring Cars, and I'm sure other touring cars, used the E90 3 Series in their championships. And I think if you look very close, if you like close your eyes almost 100% and imagine it, you can see the livery and the wings and the cool stuff and the big wheels in your own car. And I love that. I love road cars that are race cars too, because it gives them an extra kind of personality, or something, to me anyway. And it's cool to see your own car, the road car that you drive on the road, raced on a track close to other car and competing with other road cars, especially in touring cars. So that, again, a very weird reason, is another reason why I love the E90 3 Series. Continuing with our weird and wonderful sense of things I love about the E90 is the door handles, because they are illuminated door handles. Now, I do not know if this was the first ever BMW to have them. I'm sure it wasn't the first car ever to have them, but I think it was the first BMW to illuminate with a couple of LEDs under each door handle. So when you unlock the car, they come on, and I think it's brilliant at night because it looks really cool. When you unlock the car, you get, obviously the interior lights come on, and also like 4 lights come on under the door handles, and I think it's really cool to see, especially at night, because it like projects light along the side of the car, it lights up the whole car, makes it easier to see where the door handle is, so you don't key the paint or scratch something. And yeah, that's another reason. I don't know if it was the first car ever. I don't think it was, or BMW ever. But it's cool, and that's number 4. My 5th reason why I love this car is how it drives. Now, when this was new, and when there was road tests done on it and comparisons against rivals and all those works, this was always the car that was the most fun to drive in its class. It mightn't have been the most practical, it mightn't have been the most comfortable, but it was always the most fun to drive. And that's what everybody said, and they still do say, and all that. So I think for me, definitely being my first car that I drive, it definitely helps me that, because it isn't a mad fast, it isn't it isn't a quick car. It's only got 150 horsepower. This is only a 320, 320i, and it's great that you can have a bit of fun on back roads and on B roads and country roads and whatever, without going fast, and just like throwing it into corners and all that fun stuff without going too fast and having to worry about getting in trouble. And as well, although it's not a raw car, like a Lotus is a raw car, this is a connected car, I think you'd say. And that, like, you know what's going on with the clutch and the throttle and the brake all the time. And that was very, very helpful to me when I was learning to drive manual. Because I learned to drive and I learned to drive manual in this very car. And I love that you know exactly what's going on with the clutch, and you can feel the bite, and you can feel everything. The amount of cars that you just press the clutch and let it off and hope that you don't stall is immense. And I love that this car, it tells you what's going on, and you can feel what's going on. The steering isn't too light, and you can throw it about a bit. And that is, in a nutshell, my fifth reason why I love this car. So they are my 5 reasons why I love this car, the E90 Series. Thank you very much for watching, and if you want to see more of me and more of this car, then click in the boxes in the screen here to watch more videos, and click in the circle if you want to subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.